And now stand by for adventure.
3, 2, 1.
Hey,
Hello, Rob.
hey, how you doing?
Doing great. And you?
Hey, man, I'm hanging in there. Hang on, I forgot to turn the damn volume down on my phone. At least I know the audio is working.
Yep. Yep. I see
Uh,
we've got Lisa and Starika in the chat.
yes, Lisa, how you doing? Starika, how you doing? Got a couple others in here. Looks like they're lurking, but that's cool. Hello,
All
hello
right.
to y'all. Oh my. So, like I was telling you before the stream, though, I had the last 2 weeks was horrible, dude, with my just worrying to death. I had that currency that I had on the last stream, that colonial note and the error note. Kevin Bird, how you doing?
Hey,
But I sent them off to get graded. Ogre Coins, how you doing?
hey, Ogre. Good to see you.
So I sent these things off to be graded, and I get the tracking number, I get the insurance, I put the shit in my post box, and a couple days go by and there's no update. But hey, Alan Curry. So I go down to the post office and basically they're telling me because there was no scan showing they got it, I'm SOL.
Jeez.
So AZ Coins, how you doing? So I'm like, I said there got to be a better answer than that because I'm like, I got like
Hey,
$600 in currency there, and I got insurance. But they're like, well, we have no proof we got it. Well, we can try to get this and this and this. So I had to do a search for missing mail. I filled that out, and that's a fun thing if you ever have to do it.
oh, geez.
But so I send that off, and I'm all but this is loss. I ate $600 worth of currency. Um, then I get a text telling me my package has been delivered. It's never been scanned anywhere in the system,
Jeez.
but it got delivered. So, But then again, today on the news, I heard that my state representative, Congressman Bean, is calling for an investigation of Jacksonville's post office because they have so much missing mail
Wow.
and so much complaints about mail. So, But that's been my worrying for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I had a package coming from Heritage Auction, and Big Apple had his was like a day late or something. I think George Campbell got his, and mine's still floating around in the system. And I ended up getting mine on a Friday, where everybody else got theirs Tuesday, Wednesday. No rhyme or reason for it, just post office.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. If I missed Jay-Z Coins, I'm sorry. Welcome to the channel. I can't remember if I said hey to you or not. But yeah, so I mean, it's,
Amazing.
so in talking about stuff from the auctions, I got that package from Stack Bowers I was supposed to have today that I want to open a colonial note on the stream. But, it wasn't supposed to be delivered till between 1 and 4. And I was on my back porch at 11 o'clock. And I come back in, look at my phone. My phone says, my ring said there was someone a person detected in your driveway. And I look and it's the FedEx guy. And I mean, he was only there like 30 seconds, 40 seconds of that. So, he ran up and ran back,
Yeah.
so I never heard the bell. So it's going to be redelivered tomorrow.
Well,
Look who we got here today.
Big Apple.
It must be the Big Apple.
Yes. So, that was, that's my complaint for today. The guy came up, rang the bell, and probably ran back to his truck.
Oh, yeah, well, it is what it is.
Yes, it is. It's totally disappointing.
Yes, very much so.
So, tonight, I have a few more Cuban notes that I just upgraded my collection. We'll go over them. I also have from Ogre Coins a package that I want to open. We'll get to that afterwards too, or first when we get back, when I do mine. Also, you should be seeing in there put pound billionaire. And I am going to make you a Zimbabwean billionaire if you win 5 million or 5 billion Zimbabwean dollars, which is probably worth about 40 cents. But hey, you'll still be a billionaire.
There you go.
So what do you got for us tonight, Jeff?
Well, let me switch cameras here, and I will show you a couple things. I don't have that much. I haven't been that successful at the auctions lately. But first off, the $2 legal tender. I didn't have a large size note, legal tender or otherwise, in a 2, and picked this up a couple of weeks ago. Grade 20, which seems to be kind of where my budget puts me in buying. The reverse is, I think, just beautiful.
Oh yeah, that note is beautiful. And what I love is if you read the details there and the words, I love how it tells you, the punishments for counterfeiting. It's like 5 years at hard labor and $5,000 or something like that. Yeah. I mean, it's incredible, that they actually put it on their money back then. Hey, look, you're going to do hard time breaking big rocks to little rocks,
Yeah, it's really amazing. The history on the notes is something else. The detail, obviously my camera is not that great to show the detail, but the traffic flow around the Capitol, just amazing detail. I'm constantly amazed at what the engravers were able to do by hand back in the day. So that's the first note that I picked up. The next one I got, I'm fascinated with the obsoletes, but I have no rhyme or reason in what I collect other than what I like. And this is a $5 remainder note from McKean County Bank located in Smethport, Pennsylvania. Now, Lola and I used to be avid motorcycle riders, and Smethport is probably 50, 60 miles from where we were, and it's in the northern part of kind of central Pennsylvania, and beautiful Allegheny Mountains you're going through, a lot of forested land, very, very sparse population out there. And it was one of our favorite places to ride motorcycles, and we quite frequently stopped in Smethport. This is a remainder, but the vignette on it shows horses with a cart, and the main industry in this area of northern Pennsylvania was lumber. And the upper reaches of the Allegheny River are there. And in the background, and you probably can't see it because it doesn't show the details good, but there's actually a flat bottom barge being loaded from the cart with the lumber on it. So just very telling of the area. And it was relatively local, so it piqued my fancy and we picked it up. One of the better notes that I have, a 55 PPQ. And
Oh,
of
that's a
course,
beauty.
like most obsoletes, the back is empty, blank.
Yeah. Yeah. Ink cost money.
Yep. But I just really like that note and the fact that it told the story of the McKean County area and Smethport in particular.
Yeah, I mean and it's amazing because you're going to see a lot of the same vignettes on across the board with the American banknotes.
Right.
Um, but it's amazing the quality with those vignettes, how beautiful they are, and that's what drew me to obsolete currency.
Oh, absolutely. And it's like you said, the variety is something else. The last recent pickup I got is a Pennsylvania colonial note, 1777. And I got those dumb blue lines on there, but
No problem.
it's the red and black ink really got me on this with the signatures. It's a 25, and I think it's 15 shillings.
In the 13th year of King George III's rule.
It's, of course, on the back, and this is really hard to tell, but it's actually a scene of farmland, a farm
Yeah.
field, forest in the background, and like a beam of sunshine coming down onto the field. It's pretty ornate, but being as old as it is, it's very hard to see.
Yeah, there's that holes, cellars and holes.
Yes,
Okay.
yep, yep. It's
Beautiful note, though.
yeah. And I've just been fascinated with Colonial since you first showed your piece of Colonial on a stream a while ago. And like I've said before, I just made up my mind. I've got to have some of that. And I think what I'm going to try to do is pick up a note from each of the 13 original colonies.
Yeah, and you actually inspired me when you said about doing that. and I'm going to try to get a Colonial and a Continental note from each of them.
Wow.
You
I've
know, it's
got
going to take me forever, but I'll do it.
I've got 3 Continentals, and I'm trying to go the Colonial route, and I've got 3 different states at this point.
Well, see, you got the one that I want,
Right.
and it's it's the CC21 or CC19's 2021. The one that has the I can't even remember what it's called, but all the interlocking rings with all the colony names in it.
Right, like the Fujio scent.
Fujio, thank you.
Yep. Yep, and it's got the sundial on the front, and you pointed out to me how the 1/6, 1/3, and 2/3 dollar marks had the little dots by the sundial. I thought that
Yeah,
was very interesting.
yeah.
So,
So
so that's kind of it for my recent purchases. Like I said, I haven't been real successful at the auctions. I'd love to blame it strictly on my budget, but there're just some things that I'd love to have, but I'm just not willing to pay what they're worth.
yeah, the same here. Same here. I mean, I lost so many auctions in the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks that both Heritage and Stack and Bowers, and it's like, okay, well, this is what I'm bidding, and if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. And I purposely don't watch the auction because if I watch the auction, I might be half tempted to say half increment.
Uh, well, I love an auction, and I've been going to live auctions ever since I was a kid with my parents. And my mom and dad were antique art glass dealers.
Okay.
And when I was a little kid, they'd drag me to auctions and flea markets, and I got bit by the bug. And I've got a very good friend of mine. He's got an auction house up in Corey, Pennsylvania. It's called Ploss Auction, Ploss. And he does a Thursday auction, but the last Thursday of every month, he does a gun auction. And when I still lived up there, I used to help him with that auction and help catalog the weapons and, check them out, check the caliber, whatever.
Yeah.
So I just love a live auction. So I'll put a bid in when I go to like Heritage, but it's never my top bid. And I enjoy that. As Big Apple says, just hit that red button, hit it. And
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. It's kind of the thrill of being at an auction. So
Yes.
I watch them and I bid.
Yeah. I'm going to be off this Tuesday, so I'll have Big Apple give me a call so I can join y'all for your Tuesday night auction.
That would be great. That would be great.
But,
So that's about it for me, Rob. Don't really have anything else to kind of show off that everybody that's here probably hasn't already seen.
yeah, so no big deal. Like I said, one of the biggest things I wanted to do tonight, I've been chomping at the bit, is to open this from Ogre Coins sent me a gift, and it's got some weight to it. So I'm chomping at the bit to get that open. Everyone, if you can retype in the pound billionaire, for some reason StreamYards was not picking it up. So I want to make sure everyone gets entered into that. Let's see here. Let me get my coin and currency camera up. There we go. So I got this in the mail. I've been hanging on to it for about a week and a half now because I wanted to open it on a video, and I've been too lazy to make a video, so I can do it tonight when I'm doing a live. but I just gotta get this dang thing open. Would you glue this shut with, Ogre?
See, we got brown sugar in the chat too.
Awesome. Hey, Brown Sugar, how you doing? Oh, Ogre Coins, you know I'm gonna love it. Let's see here. Cool. He gave me a nice long letter here with some information, but let's take a look at this. And he's so cool, he put his own little marking on there.
Ooh, nice.
So awesome. So we got some Japanese occupation currency, it looks like. And I'm guessing this might be Hong Kong. I'd have to take a look at the note that he gave me because it's 1 cent. Because I got the ones from where they occupied the Philippines, but I've never seen this one before.
Boy, that's neat.
So when the Japanese took over and invaded and occupied a country, they took over their currency and their economic system, of course. And then they started printing this money. I'm sure in the paperwork he gave me, it tells me about some of it, but I got to do some research and find out what countries these are from. But this is awesome. I always loved this Japanese occupation currency. And there's a Filipinos one. And if you ever see AG-47, he was telling me about his father was, I guess, there when it was occupied.
Wow.
And he said his father just destroyed all that crap. He said because he hated the Japanese for invading his island. But I'm just glad that some of it survived for people like me to grab onto.
That's very fascinating. Those are beautiful notes.
Oh, yes, they are. I don't think I have a 10 centavo one. That is awesome. I definitely don't have any of the ones for the cents.
Wow. Well, those are beautiful.
I mean, just the detail on them back then, even, you know. And these were
Wow.
just printed up, you know, to take over the economy. So, you know, it wasn't printed up to be like, hey, let's make these beautiful or anything like that. Well, this is awesome.
Ooh, wow.
I don't remember what that spiral graph type of vignette is. I know Dan from Polar Currency told me one time, but I'll be damned if I remembered. That's awesome.
Oh, those are beautiful.
You know, and the purple on this, I mean, to think how old this note is. And the color in it's still vivid, you know.
It's hard to believe that stuff's over 80 years old now.
Oh, yes. Oh, my. This is awesome. This is Soviet.
Oh,
That's what, Lenin, right?
if I had to guess, I'd say yes, but
Oh, that is awesome.
that is.
I have one other piece of Soviet currency. I have a few, Iron Curtain coins. But I have only one other. It's like a or whatever their currency was it rubles?
It could have been.
Oh, now I got a 25 one too.
Wow. Makes you
Um,
wonder how that managed to survive, leave Russia, and still be here.
oh yeah, I mean, but you got to think after the fall of the Soviet Union, you know,
Yeah.
their money was pretty much worthless.
Yeah, their economy collapsed and
And that looks like that's Iron Curtain too. I have to take a more of a investigation on it. Oh, definitely Iron Curtain.
yeah, yep. No question.
Oh man, this is awesome. Ogre Coins, thank you so much. Oh, cool. And he also got me some military script. And also British military script. Cool.
Wow.
Take a look at this first. So during the war, in the war zones, they had military script that they used on base. This prevented the enemy from getting the American dollar if the base was overrun. And they frequently changed the design. I'm thinking this is probably Vietnam by looking at um, the submarine on the front.
Our space
But
travel, yeah.
but this would be used on base only.
I'm fascinated with that military script, but know nothing about it. Excuse me.
hmm And here's a 50-cent one. And these are I love these. They are awesome.
Well, they are.
And yeah, and he just pointed out on the horizontal stabilizer, the sailors, and up on the top of the vertical stab. That's awesome.
Wow.
No, I didn't even notice that at first. That is so cool. And I've never seen one from the British.
Wow.
So what they, for those out there that don't know, when they canceled out the currency so it couldn't be used again, they put holes in it. That way, when they get floated back into the system, they'd see the holes punched in it. They know it was done.
We see that a lot in the obsoletes.
Yeah, that and the cut. In Texas, they used to go crazy with cutting it. And you find most of your Texas notes missing like a triangle out of the middle. But man, this is the first British one I have.
I've never seen one even online.
No, I haven't either. That is awesome, dude. I got to get these in flips and then, oh, not flips, but sleeves, and put them in my binder. But
Those
they
are
are,
all,
yeah, I mean, like I said, he gave me, you know, so I have some reading to do.
oh yeah.
That is so awesome. Dude, man, thank you so much, Ogre. You bought 8 of those. Wow. So, the other ones I wanted to bring up here that I won in an auction are from Cuba. Now, I did some, with Big Apple on the stream with Cuba notes. And some of these are the same as those, but these are graded and better condition. But this is the one that's from pre when Spain still ruled Cuba back in 1896. And this was printed by, I believe, the American Banknote Company as well.
Wow.
But the vignette on that is awesome. I mean, the ships in the background.
That is a beautiful note.
Yes. El Banco Español de la Isla de Cuba. The Bank of Spain and Cuba.
Wow.
And that's not a bad grade for it. I think about these things, and this is from 1896, and it's better condition than some of the dollar bills in my pocket.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there's where it was redeemed in plata, silver.
Silver.
Ogre Coin loves it. But yeah, so I mean, just to think, like I said, I mean, this is from 1896, and I'd be lucky if I have a dollar bill that good.
Yeah. I
Now the
see
rest of
Q
these,
and Lyle and Dillhole all in the chat.
oh, Dillhole, how you doing? Who else came in? Sorry if I missed you. Chew,
Lyle,
Lyle
yep.
Okamoto, awesome. So the rest of these are from the 50s, pre-Castro. But these are just beautiful notes.
Yes.
And then on the back, you have the Seal Cuba, and then its industries.
Wow.
That would be like sugarcane industry, I believe.
Beautiful note.
Yes. And for some reason, at the same time, they had like few different versions of currency floating around. But here's another one. This one's from, what does that say? 49. And you can tell that, at that point there, the American Banknote Company or, maybe even the BEP, was printing it, because a lot of people don't know that the Bureau of Engraving and Printing does currency for foreign countries as well.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's why you got such a similarity to some of these bills. Now in
I
the
knew
back is just a coat of arms.
I knew the mint did coins, but I didn't know the BEP did currency for other countries. That's interesting.
If you look at, and I don't know if they do as much now, but back in the past they did. If you look at some of the older, like Mexican, Venezuelan, Brazilian, they have
Wow.
such a feel to them, like they're United States notes. Yeah, yeah, I'm
I
sliding
always,
them out of their Big Apple's probably cringing, but I'm sliding them out of their currency condoms
there
so
you
that they
go.
don't blur them any better. And this one's from the 30s. So you can see the evolution of the bill, from the 30s to the late 40s.
Wow. Now that you point out it could have been printed by the BEP, the seal, the serial numbers, the uh, placement of the one under the peso, that's so reminiscent of U.S. currency.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's because let's say I can't get it to focus and I ain't got my eyes on.
Yeah, my eyes aren't that good.
Okay, so it was actually the American Banknote Company that did this one.
Wow.
But you know that U.S. currency had to have some kind of impact on it.
Absolutely.
And this one here is just a slightly different as well. None of these notes are, they're not outstanding numbers, but you know what? They're pretty cool. I picked them up in a lot. I bid
They're,
on the lot and I won them.
they're
So
very cool.
this is another one that I had on the earlier one. So that tree there, when the Cuba was rebelling against Spain, and this guy here, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head, and I ain't got my eyes on right. Uh, I can't remember how to say his name, but his plantation, he freed all of his slaves, which was against Cuban law or Spanish law, if they would take up arms against the Spaniards. And the Spaniards came in and they totally razed his plantation, destroyed his sugar mill, and where these big gears lay, this tree grew through them. And
Huh.
it's like a national monument to the Cuban people.
That's cool.
Yeah, the whole, it doesn't matter if it's capitalized or not, you'll get in there. And so in the back, and I always said he should have they put dairy for the dairy industry on there, but he was a sugar plantation owner. They should have had him on the one with the sugar cane and the processing. But that's
Wow.
just my humble opinion. But yeah, so it's actually a national monument to this day in Cuba.
Wow.
Um, they left the giant gears there lay where they fell, and trees grew up through them, and it's like, okay. And this one's got a good grade.
Yes.
But yeah, I got one more here for the Cuban. And
Wow.
like I said, you can see the resemblance, the influence from the American banknote company, the influence from the American dollar. But this is all pre-Castro, because after Castro took over, it became illegal to do business with Cuba. So the American banknote company wasn't printing any more of the money at that point. And like you and I were talking, Cuba nowadays, they don't want their money leaving their country.
I don't understand that, but
You know,
it's interesting.
it is interesting. So, you know, I guess it has to do with maybe, being counterfeited or what have you.
That could be.
Because we've seen on Heritage Auctions and on Stack and Bowers the Cuban counterfeits that the CIA put out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you you can see them on there every now and then, and they're certified, graded. Now I picked this one up for no other reason than I wasn't going to let it go for the price that someone was going to win it at. They were going to win this auction at like $20 and the $30, buyer's premium. So I bid on it, but it's Egyptian. Or yeah,
That's cool.
and this is a watermark here of the Sphinx. If I had a light behind it, we'd be able to see it. And then on the back, I wish I knew what those spirograph designs, the vignette.
Wow.
Let's see here. Hey, Rob, it happened again. Someone took my envelope full of star notes. Whoa.
Wow. Man, the
That's
whole that sucks.
that sucks, Dill. But yeah, like I said, I mean, it was mean of me, but I couldn't let someone have this beauty for, $20 plus the premium. So
No,
I,
heck, caught that to get graded.
yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm grabbing it. I don't have an Egyptian note in my collection, so I grabbed it.
Wow.
And I got these because my obsolete collection, but these were part of a lot as well. But my dad's from Missouri originally, and Missouri notes are like their own unique animal, because Missouri was technically part of the Union, but it had both Confederate and Union armies in that. But
Uh-huh.
this would be Confederate here, um, issued by the state. It's Confederate era, but my great grandfather, or great great grandfather maybe, uh, fought on the Union side, but he had brothers or cousins and that were on the Confederate side.
Wow.
And this was a lot of two. But you got the ship on the Mississippi River in the background.
And that is beautiful vignette on that.
Yes. So I got this one. It's a 58 EPQ. And also part of the same lot was just a 58.
Nice.
So, I got them both. I was like, yeah, you know what, I'll grab that lot. I might take this one here over to my coin store and see if they want to buy it. But, of course, plain back. Because, like we said, it costs money.
Yep. I think it's kind of neat on the plain backs. One of the telltale signs is it's an original note is the bleed through of the ink signatures.
Yes. Yes, because they use what they call iron gall ink. And that's why you see it brown with rust.
Pretty neat.
Well, what's that Fugazi saying in there, Ben?
Fucking go, he said.
And this is what the giveaway's for. You can be a 5 billionaire in Zimbabwe. Of course, this is already demonetized, but the vignettes on the back are pretty cool.
Yes, they are.
And to think this got to the point where, this would probably be, you're lucky if you got like a loaf of bread with it. That's that hyperinflation.
What happens when the government just prints money with nothing backing it?
Yes. And, and we've been on a fiat money system for a very long time. It's, it wasn't just recently, but at the same time we had silver back currency floating around. We had gold currency floating around. So, we had Federal Reserve notes way, way back,
Yep.
And, there's not enough money coinage to cover it. And even with, the having something to back it, because the new Zimbabwe currency is gold backed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they're still mismanaging their economy because it's losing its value like crazy as well.
Wow.
So, all right, everyone, we have 14 people in here. We have 11 entries. So if you haven't already, do the pound billionaire. Be entered in for the, so you can become a billionaire in Zimbabwe. I am going to run a countdown timer. And then we'll go ahead and draw that. Instead of a timer, I'm just going to run this clip. This is about 30 seconds or so.
Shit, man. That hunky muff be messing my old lady? Got to be running coal upside down his head,
Hey, home, I can dig it.
Shit.
Alrighty. That's one of my favorite scenes from that movie. Well, here we go. We got 13 in here, 11 I entered. If you haven't done it, I'll give you another couple seconds to enter. Brown sugar. Ain't that the truth? Sell it. Oops, I forgot to totally share the screen, but I will share it. And it looks like Brown Sugar won that one. Sorry I didn't share it earlier.
Congratulations, Brown Sugar.
But we're not exactly a professional production here. Yeah, so Brown Sugar. I think I have your address still, but if you could just send me an email. retirednavyrob@gmail.com, and we'll get that out to you. But I got one more clip I want to share with y'all for Halloween. This is one that this is a very old movie, and the effects on it were so freaking awesome that I had to make a clip out of this.
You're right, Mr. Morgan.
But, all right, so you got anything, Jeff, to say, words of wisdom in parting?
Well, not really words of wisdom, but thank you, Rob, for having me up here. It's always a pleasure, and I really enjoy your lives. I always learn something. You always show something very interesting, and I just want to thank you. I really appreciate it.
Oh my God, thank you for coming. You know, people don't realize how hard it is to do one of these on your own. You know, having a co-host up here to help you when you're doing something, at least to help with chat, you know, or what have you. So I mean, you're doing me a huge favor, and you're always welcome. Yeah, in fact, I say it all the time. If anyone has anything they want to share, let me know. You know, I'll invite you to the next live. You know, you can bring it up there and show whatever you want to show. But with that being said, y'all have a great night. Happy Halloween. To our Hindu and Indian friends, happy Diwali. And hey, you know what? I work for a company and in their call center division, and I deal with Indian people. You know, I guess it'd be Indians is proper. I don't know. Please forgive me if I'm using incorrect political terms. But you know, I love seeing there's one woman that's in charge of the quality department that every year she shares her pictures that she took of Diwali, the festival of lights, and it's just incredible. So you speak a little bit of Hindi? Yeah, I know you speak Hindi, Dilhole. I've seen your scammer videos. You definitely speak Hindi.
Boy,
He calls him everything but a child of God in Hindi.
Oh, Dill Hole, some of his camera videos are you just roll on the floor laughing. That I truly enjoy them, and it's good to give them a plug because, man, you gotta really enjoy it. They're just great.
Oh, I love that. And I love when he does his time lapse for his auto shop he works at.
Yes.
When he shows repairing of the cars, that is awesome. If you get a chance, go check him out. Dillhole, drop your link in there. But if you get a chance, go subscribe to him and check him out. And Brown Sugar, I just saw you're not a mod, so I'm going to have to remedy that. Sorry about that. You're such a regular on the channel, you should be a mod. So you should be getting a pop-up saying, hey, you're a mod now. Just post in there. You have a blue wrench. But everyone, like I said, have a happy Halloween. Be safe out there. And keep on stacking, keep on collecting.
Yep. And get out and vote.
Yes. You know what? I'm not going to be neutral no more. We're in a point with this country. We need to come to a turnaround. And whether it be Trump, whether it be Harris, there's things that need to be changed. And we're so divided nowadays. It's pathetic. When I grew up, yeah, you know, there was a difference between Democrats and Republicans, but they worked together. Now it's just so one-sided. It's pathetic, but that's my soapbox. Get out to vote, whether you vote Democrat, Republican, whatever you want to do, use your right to vote.
Absolutely. I like to say, if you don't vote, don't bitch.
Exactly.
So.
Alrighty. And Dilho has his link in there, so y'all go check him out. He's got some great stuff up there, so go ahead and check him out. And
Well worth
you'll-
your time.
yes, he impersonates a 75-year-old man very well. All right, everyone, you have a great night. And I want to thank you for coming by and keep on stacking. Take care of all.
I can imagine no more rewarding a career. And any man who may be asked in this century what he did to make his life worthwhile, I think can respond with a good deal of pride and satisfaction. I served in the United States Navy.